Hey, I'm Cliff, and I'm going to recommend what you need to get started with your own home studio setup. 4 things you're going to need are a computer, an interface, a software, and a mic. So get yourself a Mac computer. They are the greatest for music production. The next thing you're going to need is an interface. An interface records your instruments or your voice and connects it to your computer. Then you're going to need a software, or what they call a DAW, a digital audio workstation. I recommend PreSonus Studio One. It's really user-friendly getting started, as well as being very robust when you want to get really advanced. There are a billion microphones out there, but a great one to get started is the AT2020 or even Blue Microphone's Bluebird. That's the same kind of equipment I started with, and I've progressed through the years and moved up, but I still use Studio One, and I still use a PreSonus brand board, a Studio Live 32S, along with some other analog hardware. I've worked with many artists to release their own projects, and we also record all of our own projects here in the studio, and I mix and master and produce and arrange and play everything. I start by creating an acoustic track, and I use this WA-87 to record a lot of my acoustic tracks. I've got my amp mic'd up with a Sennheiser E609 going into my board, and this is where I track my electric guitars. Now let's go to the drum room and we'll see where I track my drums. Welcome to the drum room. We also have the piano where I record live piano and live drums. As you can see, I've got the ceiling cloud above the drums, as well as some sidewall treatment and back wall treatment. And I've got the drums mic'd up with some overheads, a stereo pair of WA-14s, as well as some tom mics, kick mic, and a couple snare mics on bottom and top. You may have heard a weird noise in that last video, and that's because I left out the most important part. You gotta have your studio dog, or dogs in this case. There's a snake in my studio. I forgot to mention, I do have a snake running into this room from the other room, so I can have all of my piano mics and drum mics hooked up and routed in. This is my Ampeg bass cab. I'll go direct out or mic it up sometimes, and sometimes I'll record bass straight into my preamp. This leads me to my preamp that I use. I use this WA-412, which is modeled after the API preamps, as well as this 1176 FET style compressor. And I used all of that on our new project, Neon Dreams, which we will be releasing soon. So here's a little clip of that so you can see how it all comes together. So if you want to check out more of the projects that I've done or that we've released, follow the link below.